here at Midland Conservatory, here to talk about being a model, building the life that goes with it, my life, how it all flows. You never know, might learn something new, but you are in tune with Tim. So my name is Tia Alicia. When you're speaking to me in model mode, when it's just normal every day, it's just Tia White. And so I am a model, but most importantly, I am a mother and I'm a wife, and I work for Apple full time. So that's a lot of what I do.
All right. And what interests you in Apple and tech? Because you're also what I like to nickname Tech Tia or Tia Tech. You're very into technology. So what interests you in technology? What brought you that interest?
Yeah, I am very interested in technology. It's something that I have been fooling with since I was about 12 or 13. I remember my mom getting her first computer and I just had no clue about it. So I took it apart and put it back together, and somehow didn't put it back together the right way, but it was a good learning lesson. And ever since then, it's just kind of been like, I have to have the newest thing. I've got to play with it. I got to know it software wise and hardware wise. It's interesting, it's different, and it just makes me have this confidence of, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. So it's been something that's kind of stuck with me over the years.
All right. And where did you grow up, and what do you remember most about growing up?
I actually did grow up here in Huntsville, Alabama. Moved out to Madison later on in life, but I grew up here, and I think what I remember the absolute most is when we did actually move to Madison, because when we first moved to Madison, it is not the Madison it is today. It looked like Tony. It was country as I don't know what, and I was just in tears thinking my mom took me away from the biggest city of my life. and it took forever for me to understand that I wasn't that far away, and it was a building and upcoming city, and it was great. But I remember it took me like a year or two to not be mad over the switch from going to Huntsville to Madison.
Wow. Did you play any sports in school?
Did I play any sports? Yes, I did play sports in school. I actually played volleyball and basketball. I was one of those that played from 9th grade all the way to 12th grade. It was my thing. Now don't ask me if I'm any good now, but it was really awesome back then.
If you could describe yourself in one word, what word would that be?
If I could describe myself in one word, what word would that be? Oh, sweet baby Jesus, that is amusing. I would probably say special, because you can interpret that in so many ways. I'm special in a kind way. I'm special in, I'm gonna make you laugh in a stupid way. I'm special as in I'm kind of smart, and I'm special as in I'm kind of blonde sometimes. So I'm just special.
So far, what's been the most exciting moment of your career?
So far, what's been the most exciting part of my career, I would say it's a toss-up between two things. When I first moved to New York, being able to get paid gigs was something that I just didn't have down here in Alabama. It was like, oh my gosh, I did it. I can't believe I finally did it. But getting back home and so forth, the next big oof was when I won the Hottest Model for Huntsville Awards. That was a big push, because even at the time I was like very iffy on if I was going to continue modeling. So to get that, it was just like, oh my gosh, people recognize me. This is awesome. So that's definitely been the biggest excitements over the career.
And what would you say is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned so far that helps you in your career going forward?
The biggest lessons that I've learned that helps me with my career going forward, that this is not just a hobby, it's a job. You have to put your 110% into it, just like you would want anything else. It's not just that you have the passion and you do it. It's you have the passion, you have the drive, you have the motivation. You do it when you're tired, you do it when you're sick, you're doing it when you're not feeling good, because this is what's pushing you. This is what's going to make you into wherever you want to take it. So that has been my main learning lesson, that you can't just get tired and go, all right, I'm good. No. That's when you go, I'm not good, but I'm about to get past this so I can be good.
So why modeling? Out of all the things that you could do, why choose modeling?
I chose modeling out of everything that I could do. I chose modeling because a long time ago, my daughter was really into America's Next Top Model. I mean, really into it. You couldn't tell her nothing about that show. She just knew she was going to be on there. It was the greatest thing that ever happened. It was just phenomenal to her. And someone told her that you cannot do this. It is not a career. It's nothing that you'll ever make money off of. It's a waste of time, and just completely flatlined her. So being the person that I am, I was like, I'm going to show you that you can do this. So one day I just kind of reached out to people, kind of figured out what it was even about. Because, I've never really taken a picture outside of just a selfie type deal. And luckily I met some really awesome people along the way that just guided me through it. But my goal was just to show her that anything you set your mind to, you can accomplish.
Now, besides modeling, because you strike me as the person that is great at a lot of other things as well, multi-talented, and just whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. So what other great skills and techniques does Tia Alicia White present or have?
Besides modeling, Tia Alicia loves some of everything. I've tried to do some hosting, tried to do some acting. I've even ventured into model coach assistant. I really have just found that spreading my wings out past modeling has been that stepping stone to get me somewhere else. I've networked with people. I'm still networking with people. And it's opening doors that I never would have thought about. I recently was in a movie that's on Amazon Prime. It's called Thought Process Part 2. And I would have never thought that you can picture me like I'm on Amazon Prime. Who would have thought? And that would have never happened without doing the modeling. So I'm trying to take it as just a stepping stone. I'm figuring out what the next step really is, to be honest with you. But I know that I can do so much more now. And with that, I know it's going to take me a lot further than I have been.
And so when you're choosing photographers and you're choosing photo shoots, what criteria or what do you look for in a photographer or your shoots? Because you take it very seriously, and I can tell that you have a creative imagination. So what do you look for when working with photographers or photo shoots? What fits your standard that you look for?
When I'm looking for photographers and photo shoots, especially now, my biggest importance is finding something different. Give me a project, give me something creative that's outside of the box that you can't find that I did before, or it's not something that you just reinvented or anything like that. Give me something brand new, that's something that is not popular, that can be risque but without being naked or something, you know. It's just taking that risk, that chance or something. So I look for the photographers that have the creative eye, that have that niche, that are yearning for a little bit more than what the norm is around here. I don't want it just to be the basic, still, normal pictures. Like, give me Black Panther, give me glitter and gold, and give me Nefertiti, and give me something outside of the box that you're not going to catch anywhere else. And that's what I'm really paying attention to the most when I pick out photographers and do shoots now.
All right. Now, for the photographers that are trying to up their game and trying to improve themselves, and also the ones that are just starting out, because you're so experienced, what's one or a couple things that you would tell photographers not to do or to stop doing, you know, being that you've had so many shoots and you've been experienced? So what's some of the things that photographers should stop doing, or that aspiring photographers don't even need to mess with?
To tell photographers to stop doing, or aspiring photographers what they don't need to do, I would, you know, I don't want to necessarily say there is one thing you should not do, but from my personal experience and the experience of working with some other models, I would say pressure. Because not every model is meant to be eye candy. Not every model is meant to be artsy and fashion. Not every model, you know, everybody kind of has a niche and a comfort zone. And some photographers want their look so badly to where they don't think about the pressure that it's putting on the model and how it's affecting them. So now they're doing the shoot half-heartedly because they want to shoot with the photographer, or because they want the pictures, and then the pictures aren't as great because their facial expression isn't there. They're not really wholly in there. So listening, communicating, no pressure. I mean, just come up with a common basis, common ground for you both would be the best bet to have a good session.
Okay. And if you had to pick, and I'm gonna put you on the spot, if you had to pick one of your most memorable photo shoots or sessions or gigs or events, just what's one of those photo shoots or events that you've done that when you think about it, it's almost like it didn't happen, it's just surreal, just one of your most memorable ones?
Yikes! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
One of my most memorable photo shoots. Actually, gosh, I've had so many though. I would say there was a photo shoot that I did in Birmingham with the photographer. His name is Fred Luce. And what we ended up doing, we ended up spending, oh my goodness, maybe about 4 hours. It was one of the longest shoots I've ever done. But we ended up getting 6 sets out of it. And each set was so different to where I could separate them all, or I could combine them all together as a package deal. But it was the creative process through it. It was the laughs that we shared with it. It was the I'm tired, my back's hurt, you know, can you like arch me this way for a second? You know, it was the comfort level. It was the fun and not the whole seriousness that makes me remember that one the most, because it was like, I can't believe, like, we were literally in a hotel room. How many shots can you get in a hotel room? But honestly, we've got this whole section of pictures where I could have taken this set, this set, this set, and this set, and gone to different areas with it. So it was my longest. It was my body hurts the most. But it was one of the funnest that I had. So that one sticks out to me the most.
All right. And for the young ladies that's out there, before we get out of here, I want you to give them some advice or just where they can start in modeling, and not only where they can start, but how they can begin to monetize it.
So for the young models that are just getting started, where to go, what to do, I always tell everybody, let your first basis be Model Mayhem. Get yourself an account on there, research different photographers, research different models, makeup artists, see who is out there and network. You know, you're not going to have a whole lot to offer when you get started. So you need to find somebody else that's willing to help, you know, start that dream with you. And so that starts off by conversation, you know. So Model Mayhem is free. There's tons of people on there. There's lots of people who will do trade for print and things like that, to where you end up taking pictures and you're just adding to each other's portfolios. And in the process of doing that, you'll meet more photographers, you'll meet more models, you'll meet more MUAs, and your personality really takes it from there. Because if you have a good, confident personality, sweet person, you're not hard to work with, well, they're going to talk to the next person and be like, hey, I worked with so-and-so. She was great. Let's do that. You know, I think she would have the look you're looking for. And it goes from there. But you really have to start with the basics. Stay off of Craigslist. Do not go anywhere near it because it's danger zone. But Model Mayhem. And then if you can find somebody, even if you reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Tia White. Ask questions, you know, because I don't mind coaching anybody. I don't mind assisting anybody. Don't go to places by yourself when you're starting off. Have an escort. Be prepared for, you know, some irregular shots and movements and things you're not used to. Be prepared to work, because this is not just a pretty smile and a hands on your hips type job. You know, this is effort and so forth. So you start from the bottom, but it doesn't take long to do much with it. So, you know, if you've got that dedication and you've got that willingness, there are tons of people out here that would love to help. So I would definitely start with the basis, start with Model Mayhem, build your way up.
And then last, any shout outs? Or where people can find you, or just any shout outs that you want to give out?
Shout outs, oh my gosh. Well, let me just state, first of all, you can find me. My website is tiaalicia.pixieset.com, where you can find my portfolio of all the photos that I've done. You can also reach me on IG. Tia Alicia White is my name there. You can reach me on Facebook, Tia Alicia, I'm there. Please reach out to me. Not necessary, it doesn't even have to be about, you know, booking me. You know, I'd be more than happy to assist others along the way and get networking out there. But I have to give a big shout out to you guys for having me. I appreciate that. Big shout out to my family, because they're my #1 support group. Keep me going, and appreciative to all the people that I've met along the way that have really pushed me to where I am today.
All right. Well, thank you, Tia, for hanging out with us. And again, this is your platform. We wanted to recognize you as our Model of the Month, to again recognize that the things that you're doing, the experience and the element that you're bringing to the game, and how you're excelling and succeeding, and we want to be a part of that, to recognize what you're doing. Also, you've been, you know, looking out for us as well with photo shoots or just any type of work and recognition and whatnot. So we thank you for that as well, and wish you much success.
Thank you very much. It has certainly been a pleasure. It is an honor to be your Model of the Month, and I appreciate it. I will definitely continue promoting you guys, because you guys are awesome. So thank you very much.
Thank you. The Model of the Month is sponsored in part by Paradox East. To be featured as the Model of the Month, or for more information, contact me at asktmill@gmail.com. That's asktmill@gmail.com. In Tune with T-Mill is powered by and recorded live at the Maitland Conservatory The Maitland Conservatory is a community-based contemporary arts education entity designed to give students hands-on training and experience in areas such as music production, contemporary instrumental training, vocal coaching, leadership, and much more. Call or visit them today and tell them that tmill sent you. themaitlandconservatory.org. This episode is produced by Sunshine Enterprises. For more episodes, behind the scenes, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment wherever you listen to podcasts on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, and everywhere else that you can find us. Facebook, Instagram, wherever your favorite social media is, that's where we are. In Tune with tmill, and this Model of the Month is sponsored in part by Paradox East.